thought about that kind of stuff, you know. You ever had the feeling that you was dying? Nobody's even in the mood to joke. Everybody's in a bad mood too. He told me he work out and go to the strip club.
You put somebody ahead of Yates as impressive?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a big statement, Ronnie.
You got $1,000. Now, when you were given this massive check of $1,000, what'd you do?
Oh, man, I was the happiest guy ever.
You literally?
I went out and bought a big screen TV.
Do you think that
never crossed my mind not one time while I was in the gym?
So let me ask you, when you look at some of the stuff today, like when you look at some of the new guys that are competing, what do you think about when you see these guys? These are some of the new guys that are competing versus your era.
I don't see it.
Really? Meaning they wouldn't be able to compete in your era at all?
No, they wouldn't make the top 5.
Did you hear what Yates said about Brandon Curry or no?
No, I didn't hear. What did he say?
You seriously didn't hear what Yates said about it?
No, I don't really keep
So
up with
Yates
nothing.
was sitting right here just a month and a half ago, I want to say, something like that. And Yates said Curry wouldn't have placed in the top 6 in his era.
Brandon Curry, at this physique, he definitely wouldn't place in the top 6.
He wouldn't place in the top 6 in the 90s?
No.
I have to kind of agree with that.
You do kind of agree with him?
Yeah.
Do you and Yates typically agree on things?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so
really
this is a first where you and Yates agree. What's the biggest thing when you see that where you say it's not at our? What is the biggest one? Because you were late 90s.
Conditioning is not the same. Look at those guys. I mean, nobody looks like they've been on a diet, like a real diet.
How do you judge that? What are you looking at? What's your eyes looking at, honestly? What's your eyes looking at? Because to me,
nobody really looks in shape, you know.
Nobody really looks in shape.
They look okay, you know.
Wow. Okay.
You think so?
No. Well, you got to realize I am not in the world to see it. But when you look at it from this perspective, you kind of look at these guys saying they look good.
They look okay.
But not to your level, huh?
Yeah. You put them next to me, Flex, Kevin, and Sean, guys like that. You like, whoa, it's a big difference.
Who do you any of the guys you faced? Who do you think
they gonna beat none of the guys I faced.
So let me ask you: could Nasser beat all these guys?
Easily.
Ronnie, you're having too much fun with this one.
They're not in the same class with him.
Not in the same class as
way up here, they way down here.
Sean Ray, same way?
Sean Ray is way up here.
Look, Kevin, same way. Flex, same way. So
same
Flex
way.
would have beaten these guys.
Oh, they would have been like 10th and Flex.
Oh, you're even going above that. Do you think it's because of the distractions they have today?
It's an era. It's a different era.
Do you think because they have more distractions today, or no? It's just not the level of discipline that you guys have?
Yeah. It's a different era, you know. So back when I was competing, everybody was like, whoa, man, you got to be in shape. You got to be in condition to compete against these guys. So I got to take it to another level.
But Ronnie, you would put Phil at the level of Phil Heath at the level of you guys competing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Phil was competing during your era. He would be competition for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. But by the way, who are your top 5 bodybuilders? If you were to say top 5 best Mr. Olymp, best bodybuilders of all time, who's on your list?
See, I got Arnold, I got Lee, I got Phil, Flex, and Kevin.
Ahead of Dorian? So Dorian's not your top 5?
Well, in my top 5. See,
like you wouldn't put Dorian ahead of Flex?
No, I got Flex ahead of me.
Got it. Would you put Dorian ahead of Kevin?
No.
Is it because you like Kevin, or is it because you're talking physique to physique?
I'm going physique. I'm going physique, shape, and stuff.
You putting Kevin ahead of Dorian?
I love Kevin's physique, the way it was shaped and stuff.
Interesting.
And the way he posed. I loved everything about Kevin.
So if that's your 5, who's your
Kevin,
6?
6?
So you said Arnold,
Sean
Haney.
Ray? Did I put Sean?
No, you haven't said Sean Ray.
Sean, yeah.
So Sean ahead of Dorian.
Man, I like Sean a lot. I I like Sean so much. You know the routine I use for my 98 win? That was Sean's routine. I put in a tape of Sean, and I did every pose he did, pose for pose. So some of the stuff he did that I couldn't do, so he's like most muscular or something. Like I can't do that one. So
Is Jay Cutler top 10 on your list?
yeah, top 10, yeah.
Top 10, and during your top 10?
Yeah.
But just not top 5?
No, not top 5.
Any crazy person that never won that you really were impressed by?
Yeah.
That you would, who?
Aaron Baker.
Aaron Baker.
Yeah.
Wow. Aaron Baker and I met 15 years ago.
I was real impressed with Aaron.
Aaron Baker, I saw him one time at Century Club. I mean,
I'll
that's a long
never
time
forget
ago.
the first time I saw Aaron. I thought he was a superhero. He looked like
Aaron
one.
Baker.
It was actually the best thing I've ever seen.
You still keep in contact with Aaron or no?
I haven't seen Aaron in 10 years, I think.
Okay, got it.
I don't even know, is he still alive?
I think he's a priest. I think the last time I spoke to him, he was talking about God. I
Oh,
think,
okay.
but that was 13 years ago. I don't know. He may be doing. I've seen a lot of people go from priest to doing other things, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So let me go with this. Okay, you said Arnold's in your top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at this. What do you think about you and Arnold?
Well, I'm in a lot better condition, but Arnold just got so big and got so much shape, so great a shape,
Greater shape.
Yeah. Arnold would have been by far the best bodybuilder ever. Nobody can touch him.
You're not even holding back saying that.
No. Look at that shape.
I got it.
Look at that chest. Nobody got that, even in the day. He got the biggest chest ever. And if he'd have had our stuff, I look like a little boy standing next to him.
If he had Chad, if he had your nutritionist.
Yeah. And the technology, yeah. He'd have been by far the best thing ever put out on stage.
No one close to him.
No one close to him.
Lee Haney's not close to him.
No.
You're not close to him if he had a Chad Nichols today.
No.
That's the highest level of compliment you can give
Well,
to
look
him.
at that, though. Look at that. There ain't nobody got nothing like that no more.
That's respect for you to be able to give it the way you do. What do you think about this?
I see that now, and it's kind of shocking to me. That's what I be saying. Like, man, I didn't know. I had no idea how I look until I saw the pictures.
What would you rank your back against everybody else? Would you say you can go pound for pound against anybody when it comes onto your lats? Your back?
Yeah. I think that right there, yeah.
Do you think your number one? You know how some is, you said Arnold chest, some is leg, some is this. What do you put your first? Is it gun? Is it your biceps? Where would you say you were superior over everybody?
I would say my back.
Your back. Interesting. That kind of puts you in the perfectionist category because I don't think you're like a guy that wants to miss a beat. I think you're the guy that wants to, you're seeking perfection. You don't want to be in a 1%. A 1%, you want to be the one of a kind, not 1%. You want to be one of you and 8 billion people around the world.
Exactly.
You want that kind of stuff. Like the most painful, most rewarding. Is yours most painful the loss to Jay and most rewarding the first to Flex? Or would you say no, it's something else?
Something else.
What would it be?
My most painful was losing to Lee Priest.
At which one? The Pro? The Iron Pro?
97 Ironman Pro.
You got third, he got second, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the most painful.
Yeah, because I had quit after that. Well, the next show I quit. Until quickly reminded myself I got a free membership to the gym because of this thing. I don't want to lose it.
That's simple, man. You're simple, going back to your basic principles.
Yeah.
What bothered you about losing to Lee, out of everybody?
He was a little guy. I was a big guy.
Losing to a 5'4" guy was
kind of depressing. I mean, losing to Jay wasn't the thing about losing to Jay, was just me losing, because I had won 8 in a row, so that didn't even factor into the equation. And I could lose to Jay any day. Jay is a lovable guy, I love Jay. He's one of the best guys out there in the sport. Him and Kai and Lee Haney,
So if that's the most painful with you, and I think you lost 5 times that year to Priest. It was like 5 different events that had happened to.
So I was 5 times depressed.
5 times depressed. So was it a real legitimate chance of you quitting or no? Was it legitimate, like?
No, it was
just frustrated.
Yeah, frustration.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody,
I quit for like a minute.
Okay, got it.
I told my girlfriend at the time I was quitting. She's like, boy, shut up. And I was back into it after that. Immediately.
Got it. And then the most rewarding. What's the most rewarding?
Oh, nothing will beat winning the first one.
Okay.
You know, that was so unexpected.
Ronnie, who else that's a Mr. Olympia even lifted close weights at your level, though? Who was lifting heavy like you? I know Cormier was very heavy when he was known for being strong, but at your level, who was strong at your level?
Nobody.
So how close were your competitors to you?
Not close at all.
Can you give us some numbers so we kind of have an idea? Like if you're deadlifting 8 and you're squatting 8, who's the second highest that's winning Mr. Olympia?
Jay Cutler.
What was he pushing? Do you know what Jay was pushing?
500.
On squat? Mm-hmm. So he never went to 7, not 6. And you still don't think it's the heavyweights you pushed?
No, I'm genetically gifted to do that kind of stuff. Not everybody's genetically gifted for strength, you know. So I just happen to be genetic gift for strength and bodybuilding.
Did you ever in your mind
so I'm a different beast.
Do you really believe, like, maybe, did you ever get to a point of thinking you're like a superhero type of person? Maybe you are like an anomaly?
That's how I felt when I was in the gym.
Okay.
I felt like I was Superman.
It's funny you say that.
Nothing I couldn't do.
Got it. Well, you felt like there's nothing you couldn't do.
Yeah, I actually felt like that. I felt I couldn't be injured. Sure did.
Do you think that
never crossed my mind not one time while I was in the gym of being injured? Never. Because I was so strong and I was so in control. So I'm like, this stuff can't hurt me. I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's why that's why I did that 800. That's why I did that 2,300 pound leg press. You gotta have it right mentally first to even just get up under that kind of stuff. Because I think about it now, I wouldn't even get under 300 pounds now.
You wouldn't be able to?
No.
What could you?
Maybe 100.
Maybe 100 today.
Maybe.
So you thinking like you're Superman and you thinking like you're untouchable, do you think that created some blind spots or no?
No. Because my strength was real.
No, I'm not asking that.
Oh.
Do you think thinking you're untouchable and you're Superman-esque, because that happens to athletes, that happens to boxers, that happens to people that make it to your level. I'm not talking like to your level is not 1%. Yeah. Your level is not 1% of 1%.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember when I lost, I was in shock. I didn't think I could be beat.
When you're going in before
before
they announced that, you were certain they're going to call you.
Oh yeah, like 1,000%. Like I had been all those other times. You know, you kind of like you fall in some form of monotony after a while. Like, okay, I don't want this like 7, 8 times in a row. Or what's 9?
That's how you were looking at it.
Exactly.
You were kind of standing sideways, and you were looking down, and Jay was to your left, and you didn't seem that confident when they announced it.
Yeah, because I already knew I was going to be second before I went.
How did you know that?
Oh, my girlfriend told me.
What?
She was judging.
Oh, she was judging, and she knew that. Oh, she already told you that was going to happen. You talking about Vicky or who?
Yeah, I'm talking about Vicky.
Okay.
Yeah. She had told me I was going to get second.
How did she know? Because
she was judging.
And she put you at second?
Yeah. No. She would. I don't think she was actually a judge. She was at the judge's table. She saw the scoring.
Oh, she saw the scoring, and then right before you went up, she said, "They don't have you as winning."
They had me. They got you second.
Why would she tell you that?
Like, to prepare me. Because she know how, she know,
I got it.
You know, she's been with me for a long time.
Oh, I mean,
She know
listen,
how I
Vicky
think.
Gates is Vicky Gates is 3-time. I think she was second place 3-time in Mrs. Olympia, Olympia, right?
Exactly.
I met Vicky. I don't know when I met Vicky Gates in 1999. You just couldn't even believe when you would see Vicky Gates, you know, at these expos. So she told you you're not going to be winning.
Yeah.
When she told you that, what was the reaction when she said it to you?
Well, I ain't had time to process it then. You know. So I'm still like, really? You know, you like, really? Huh? How did this happen?
Yeah, because when I saw you on stage, I'm like, he doesn't look like the Ronnie that's, you know, right before the announcement is made. He's standing like he either knows something or he doesn't believe, you know, he can win it. Because, you know, like you would talk about early on, where a lot of people would say Flex had the physique, but he never felt he could beat you. And in an interview Palumbo did with you, which he did a great job in that interview, and he was talking to you and Jay. Jay's sitting to your right, you're sitting to your Palumbo's here. And Palumbo said, you know, the difference between you two is you never thought you were going to be Mr. Olympia. That wasn't like your dream. I want to one day be Mr. Olympia. Everybody told you, Ronnie, you can be Mr. Olympia. You can be world champ. You can be this. Like, I don't know. Maybe you really believe that? Okay, maybe I can't, right? And then on the other side, Jay's like, since he was a kid, people say, you're going to be Mr. Olympia one day. So he was determined to never give up until he went up against you. And even he said when he beat you, he didn't beat you at your best. He beat you at a, you know, you're at 40-some years old when he beat you. Obviously, 42 years old. It's not the 35-year-old
no,
Ronnie.
Not the prime.
But the reason why I'm asking that question is because typically when you started winning, you would just stand. You're like, listen, it's no question.
Yeah, I got this.
So you knew you weren't gonna win because Vicky told you about. Wow. So after the announcement was made, and Jay is celebrating, and he had 100 people there at the in attendance. He had all his friends that were there. Yeah. What happened next to you when you lost? Because I
don't even remember. You know, you go to, like, I don't even remember winning. You know, when I won the first one. I don't remember. After they called my name, I don't remember what happened for like 15 minutes later.
Flex Wheeler.
I had to watch the video to see what happened. And I'm like, man, all the guys came over to me and said something to me. I ain't heard nothing.
Wow.
I didn't even know they were there. I was so out of it, you know.
Did Flex know anything that you were going to win, or Flex didn't know?
He didn't have a,
like,
remember I got a ninth the year before.
I know you did. You got ninth. Believe me, I got all the stuff here. You got ninth the year before, and when you came back up, nobody was thinking you were going to be first.
Not even me.
Right. To go from ninth to first.
So I was thinking, man, if I could make top 5, I'd be happiest guy ever.
So Flex was going to know, and it's going to be his show. It's going to be his. Got it.
That was his biggest downfall.
You are so consistent in saying that you don't believe the heavy lifting that you did was the reason for your health and your back issues. You're saying that's not it.
That's not it.
And you're saying it till today.
Yeah, that's not it. Look at Dorian Yates and Lee Haney and all these other guys. I just got run into a bad surgeon, basically.
But Dorian wasn't doing as heavy as you were doing. Dorian actually talks about the fact that what allowed him to not have your kind of pain is because he didn't go as heavy as you did. He said that in an interview, that he would go heavy, but not at your level.
Yeah, but I don't. You look at those power lifters, though. Look how heavy they lift. You know, I know for a fact that it wasn't the heavy lifting that did it.
Ronnie, I got a father whom I admire. He's my hero, okay? He's the most stubborn man I know in my life, okay? It's one of the reasons why he does well. Because for him, if he wants to figure something out, he's going to figure it out. You can't change his mind at all. How much of what you're saying is your level of stubbornness to not want to blame that because you love the game so much? And how much of it is actual, real, methodical research from doctors and people that say, this is not the case why you have all these issues, health-wise, with your back?
I can say that because when I retired, I didn't have any issues like this for a long time. It didn't happen to the surgeries. You know, I walked around without pain or nothing for a long time now. All of a sudden I started having surgeries, and you know, that's when all this happened.
Didn't you say like on one of the last Mr. Olympias you did while you were on stage you were in pain?
Yeah. Yep, I was in a lot of pain.
What kind of pain?
I had that herniated disc pain.
That's the pain.
Yeah.
And you still don't think that's due to the weights you were pushing?
Well, you know what? See, I hurt my back in college. I hurt my back in high school. So I mean, I've had a lot of back issues for a long, long time. And so I can say that, you know, being athletic kind of maybe contributed to it, but not to this level that you know, where I can't walk and stuff like that. And all that came from the surgeries that weren't done right. Because I went to 2 different surgeons. Every time I had surgery, the pain got higher and higher every single time. I'm like, what's going on? Something ain't right. So I let another doctor look at my at my charts and stuff, and he's like, man, this guy's messing you up. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you need to see a different guy. So I went and saw a different guy, had surgery under him, and no pain.
So when you look at this, do you look at any one of these and you say, this is where I was flawless, the best ever?
No.
None of them. You don't look at it like that.
No.
So what do you think about when you see this?
That don't look too bad.
That's
it.
It.
Look okay. I could have been better.
You could have been better.
Yeah. And every last one of them. Just didn't do everything right, you know. If I'd have did everything right, I would have been better.
Which was the closest call that you would say, this one was a close call, I could have lost this one?
2001, which one is 2001?
2001 is...
Probably that one, huh?
Yeah, right there, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that I got up that morning, I was going to the hospital.
That's
and my nutritionist talked me out of it. Because I thought I was dying. Felt like I was dying. You ever had the feeling that you was dying?
Panic attack, I felt like I was having a heart attack, but not dying.
No, I felt like I was dying.
Literally?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of bed. And I felt awful. Like, just think of the worst feeling that you could have. And your whole body is aching and you're in pain and you feel awful. And you just feel like you about to, you know, pass out at any minute. Because I had fainted the night before. I did pass out. When I was putting on my tan, I fell backwards in the tub. 1 minute I was wide awake, and the next minute I was waking up in the tub like, whoa, what happened?
Is it the body fat percentage being very low and you're just lightheaded, or you just kind of needed some water? Because I know he told you to drink some water, and I kind of fixed a lot of it.
Yeah, that fixed everything. That fixed everything. I drank a whole gallon.
Were you on diuretics? Were you on anything?
Yeah, well,
okay.
I guess, I don't know, I can't say for sure. He was my nutritionist, and he gave me everything, you know, pretty much.
He gave you everything, pretty much.
Yeah, he put some in a glass and said, drink this.
And that would happen to Paul Dillette one time, right? When he cramped up on stage because he had
I don't think he did what he was told to do. I think the nutritionist told him to do something. He's like, oh, if I do it this way, it'll be that much better.
So he just didn't listen to his nutritionist.
He didn't listen.
I got it.
Yeah.
By the way, how big of a role does your nutritionist play in winning? You know how...
Had I not had it, I wouldn't have won.
That big of a role?
That big of a role.
Was it the same one those 8 years when you won back-to-back to back? Same one. How much trust did you have in his feedback?
1,000% trust. I did every single thing he told me to do.
Got it. Was he a nutritionist for multiple people or only you?
Multiple people.
Okay.
Me, Flex. Flex is one that told me to go to him.
Is this Chad you're talking about? Chad Nichols? Okay. So he was somebody that people were using. He wasn't somebody.
Everybody was using him.
Everybody was
Chris,
using him.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's interesting. So you got one, you got to find the right nutritionist. Two, you got to trust what he tells you to take and don't question it. Interesting. These are backstories, you know, that no one knows about. By the way, did anybody ever try to pull any kind of pranks on you backstage?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Why not?
everybody's so involved in. I mean, it's so stressful. You got so much to remember and think about. You can't. Ain't no time to joke around.
Nobody played mind games like the way you hear in Iron Man with what Arnold was doing to Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah, back when they were doing it, you know, they wasn't making no money or nothing. This is our livelihood, you know. This is how we make our money.
Got it.
So everybody is straight 100, 1,000% serious. There's no joking around whatsoever. Nobody's even in the mood to joke. Everybody's in a bad mood too.
No one's talking to each other backstage.
Nobody's talking to each other. We all in the same room ain't saying nothing to each other. Everybody's got their head down, thinking about what they got to do once they get out there on stage. Nothing.
You know how sometimes in wrestling they say, one of the wrestlers who's a world champion, he says, I hug my opponent to see how much. Would you guys hug to see how hard, you know, how?
Nobody's making no contact, no talking, no nothing.
Not even, hey, Ronnie, how you doing? How's family?
Nothing
Not even flex your boy.
Not even flex your boy. Everybody's game face. Like, oh, we going to war with each other.
Did you ever have any kind of altercations with anyone on stage or backstage?
No, never.
I know sometimes you guys do the elbows. Jay one time shot an elbow at you, and you guys kind of went back and forth.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember. I never even thought about that kind of stuff, you know. You know, of course, everybody jockeying for position, so we shoving each other around on stage, yeah.
But you're not even
you're not thinking about who's doing it or what.
But you weren't even a temperamental guy. You were not a fighter in high school. It's not like you lose your cool or anything. You're a pretty chill guy, easygoing guy.
I never even had a fight in high school or college.
Ever?
Ever.
You've never had a fist fight?
Never.
You've never had a fist fight?
Never.
You've never punched somebody in the face?
Never.
Not even as a cop?
No, well.
What? Let's not go too far with that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I got tears in my eyes, man. That's funny. So, but what I'm saying is you're a pretty calm guy.
Yeah, pretty calm.
So, you know, I'm looking at all your victories. I mean, at the Mr. Olympia when you competed from 92, you placed 16. Mm-hmm. And then in 93, you're out.
I didn't qualify.
You didn't qualify because you didn't have,
I didn't make top 3 in show.
And then 94, you're back and you compete. This is the one that Yates wins. So Yates first, then it's Sean Ray, LeBron, Dillette fourth. Oh, wow. Okay, Cormier 6th, Porter 5th, El Sombati 7th, Munster is 9th, and then Aaron Baker's 12th, and then you're 15th place, and you got $1,000. Now, when you were given this massive check of $1,000, what'd you do?
Oh, man, I was the happiest guy ever.
Were you literally?
I went out and bought a big screen TV.
And you remember it till today with the $1,000?
Yeah, of course I do.
Then you go 11th. But 11th, it says you got no money, though. They didn't pay money on in the 1995? Or they did? They did. Still a small amount, though. Yeah. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, probably another 1,000.
And in 96, you win your 6th. You beat Cormier. Any time with Dillette, was Dillette any time a threat to you? Were you like, Dillette, maybe somebody I need to go through, or not really?
Yeah. Yeah, same with Dillette.
Same thing with Dillette, because I would figure you guys are the big boys, you know? So then in 97, you place 9th. You go from 6th, you drop off to 9th. So now Cormier and Fuchs beat you. Lee Priest, your best friend, beats you.
Lee beat me in that show?
Lee beat you in that show. He's 6th.
What?
You don't remember? In 97, he beat you. He's 6th. You're 9th.
I blocked everything out. I thought I
blocked everything out. By the way, this is the one that El Sombati should have won, right? That a lot of people say 97. Yeah. Is he somebody that when you saw it, you said, this is an impressive, like, were you fully impressed by El Sombati's physique?
Yeah, I was. Mm-hmm.
Would you put him like peak big guys, like even more impressive at his peak than Dorian Yates?
Yeah.
You put El Sombati ahead of Yates as impressive?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a big statement, Ronnie.
Yeah, but you wasn't there. You didn't see him.
I'm asking you for you to say, because from your perspective, that's a big statement. From my
perspective, yeah. That's what I saw.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he should have won easy.
I remember in an interview one time, he said he hated the gym. Like, he wasn't the guy that liked it, El Sombati. El Sombati says he would go to it.
Flex said that same thing, too.
Yeah, he says he didn't like the gym, but he would go to it because he was also very technical and data guy, and, you know,
he was smart, real smart guy. One of my best friends.
El Sombati?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I talk to him all the time.
How was his personality?
Nicest guy you ever want to meet.
El Sombati?
Nicest guy ever.
Wow. How about Yates? Yates and you had relationships?
No, I never talked to him.
You guys never spoke at all?
No.
Him not reaching out to you, never reaching out to him? Is it etiquette in the world of Mr. Olympia where you win, the guy prior to you sends you a call and says, hey man, congratulations? No. That's not etiquette in Mr. Olympia, period?
Not period, not.
Okay, so okay, that's interesting. So then 98, you win. You go from 9th to 1st.
Yeah.
And then from there you go beat Flex again next year. Cormier's now 3rd, Lavron's 4th, Sean 5th, El Sombati 6th, and then Dexter Jackson is kind of coming up.
Yeah.
And then your first, Lavron is now 2nd. How did you view Lavron's physique? Because to me, Lavron's physique was out of this world as well.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
What's the biggest difference for you from Kevin and Flex's physique?
Flex had better shape.
He had better shape.
Yeah, I think Flex had better shape than me. He just didn't have work ethic.
Got it, yeah.
And he didn't have dedication.
To the game.
Yeah. Flex told me he work out and go to strip club.
So he had a dedication to women at least.
Yeah. I work out. I'm going to work.
Are you in contact right now with Flex?
Yeah, my best friend in the world.
How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing okay. He got a real nice attitude about losing his leg and everything.
And you know what's crazy about Flex? Everybody likes him, respects him, and views him as one of the greatest bodybuilders
Ever.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
You put him there as well.
Yeah.
What was Lavron's strength when you looked at Lavron's?
Kevin. He had everything except, he just missing some legs.
I want to read some of what guys had to say about you and see what you think about this. This is what Lee Haney once said about you. Lee Haney's another 8-timer.
Yeah, that's my
Both
idol.
of you guys are 8-timers, and you have a lot of good things to say about him. He said, in the world of professional bodybuilding, the name Ronnie Coleman stands alone. There has never been an athlete physically able or willing to take the sport beyond the limits of human expectations. Ronnie did it to the extent that the sport may never witness again. That's what Lee Haney said. Here's what Arnold had to say. Ronnie became a whole new dimension. It was unbelievable. He showed bodybuilders that there was a whole other way of size and proportion. And your friend, Flex Wheeler, who was supposed to win Mr. Olympia the year you were competing with him, everybody after Dorian says, it's Flex's time.
Yeah.
He says, I don't have the ability to say that I was with Arnold or Lee, but I do have the ability to say that I was on the stage with the greatest Olympia of all time. When you hear me read this stuff to you from your peers, these are people you admired, came before you during your time.
Yeah.
What does that make you think about?
Oh, like you said, ain't nothing like respect from your fellow competitors, because I had no idea that any of those guys had said that stuff, because I really don't watch.
You don't really watch the media?
No, I don't watch the media. I don't keep up with too much of nothing.
How does somebody like you psychologically, from being able to go from 12 years old to 13, 14, 15, 16, 25, 30, 35, 40, you're seeing your body get better and better and better. How are you psychologically handling it today? To know that if I go lift weights, I can't get, the details that I have. Because sometimes, the frustrating part about loving the game is you go and you say, oh my gosh, look at the traps are looking better. Look at my calves. I'm seeing some details I didn't have before. And that goes away. Then where does the love of the game come? Is it the environment? Is it the sound? Is it the, what is it?
You ain't gonna believe this. I never looked at myself. Never looked at myself. It was always about being in the gym, working out, enjoying myself and having fun and being healthy. It was never the way I looked. So when I was like, 285, 295 on stage, I really didn't notice anything.
What do you mean
when I was 215, huh?
What do you mean when you say that?
I didn't notice it. People saw the way I looked. I didn't see the way I looked until I saw pictures.
So you wouldn't go in front of a mirror at the gym and pose?
Nope, never. Ever.
So when you're doing squats and you're looking at something, there's not a mirror in front of you, it's a wall?
Nope.
Seriously?
There's no mirror there. If you look at the videos, you'll see there's not a mirror right there in front of me.
Have you ever talked about this before or no? Even Siri is confused. Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand videos either.
But have you ever talked about this before where you never looked yourself in the mirror or no?
No. There were times back when I was backstage and I see a mirror, I turn my head, you know, when I walk past it, because I didn't want to know how I looked. Because I was never in it to look a certain way, you know. I was in it to be good and to be great, but not to look a certain way. That's why I was going to tell you now that, you know, the way I look back then, you know, that was all good and great, but I wasn't in it to look a certain way. I was in it to be great. So now that I'm not even competing anymore, I'm still the same way. I'm not in it to look a certain way. I'm in it just for you know, the enjoyment of being in the gym, working out, and being healthy. So I'm not going for a certain look. I've always just went into the gym to have fun and enjoy myself, and you know, just be in there, but not to look a certain way. I didn't know I had 22-inch arms until somebody told me. And I argued him down, like, no, there's no way. He's like, well, I got tape measure, you know, I can prove it to you. I'm like, let's bring it out. So he brought it out, and sure enough, 22 inches. I'm like, wow, that's nice.
Wow, I got 22-inch arms, you know.
I was in college at the time.
How much of this was the fact that you didn't like to boast and kind of brag because of values passed down to you, or how much of it is you? Where it's
I never boasted and bragged about anything, because everything comes from God. So, you know, it's nothing that I did. You know, I'm just here, just doing what I was put here to do, basically.
I mean, you realize you're in a pretty vain sport, though. You're in a sport where it's
but
about who looks the best.
Everybody's different, you know. Everybody's different.
That's so interesting to me. So how did you know if you are making progress to be able to win if you're not taking a look at yourself?
About how to place on stage.
But how do you know like how do you know?
Yeah, I had a nutritionist, you know, that prepared me and told me what to do and how to do it and everything.
No, what I'm asking is, so let's just say you're going to a show, you got a show coming up, you're going up against somebody. How do you know if you have what it takes to beat them if you're not looking at yourself?
I don't know. That's the key. I don't know. I don't know until I get there.
How do you feel about that? You like that approach?
Yeah, I loved it.
Why?
Because you know, I've always, like I was saying earlier, I've always prepared myself to be the very best that I possibly could be. And if I know that I'm the very best that I possibly could be and I can't get any better at the time, then I'm good with that. So every time I went into a show, I went in to win. You know, I never cheated or nothing. I always did what, you know, I was told to do. Because I've always used, you know, trainers and nutritionists and stuff like that to guide me. You know, I never really guided myself.
So did you have somebody
about it?
Did you have somebody that would say, Ronnie, your shoulders, you got to work on this. You got to. Who was that person?
Whoever was training me at the time. I used different trainers, you know, along the way.
And they would tell you this is an area of weakness that you got to work on, and here's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Got it. So there was no mirror for you. You realize how confusing this is. Yeah, I mean,
I'm a very vain person.
You're a very vain person?
I'm never satisfied with nothing, no matter how good I look. I'm always trying to be better.
You consider yourself confident, or where the drive?
I'm very confident in everything that I do.
Does anything piss you off or no? Does anything get under your skin?
Oh yeah, a lot of things, especially when I work for the police department.
Like what? What irritates you?
It's just about anything. Especially when I was dieting, you know, it was real hard.
Oh, because
you're
low carbs, low energy.
Yeah, low energy, low carbs. So any little thing would set me off. So I had to quit going in for a while.
Interesting. But that's a lot. Because
I had a chief that said I didn't have to come to work.
This is the chief that gave you the option of either being a cop or being Mr. Bodybuilder?
No, that's a different chief. That's the new chief that came in.
The old chief told you didn't need to go to work
I didn't have
because
to
you
come.
couldn't control your, you were losing your cool?
No, he told me I had to come to work because he knew I needed total focus to get ready for competition.
Is that the last one or the prior one?
The prior one. Yeah.
He said you don't need to come to work anymore.
Once I won the Olympia.
So what bothers you though? I mean, you seem like you're the calmest guy when I look at you. I'm like, you're...
Nothing really bothers me, and nothing really stresses me out. You know, I take everything pretty much with a grain of salt. You know, never let nothing get under my skin unless I'm dieting.
Unless if you're dieting. What is doctor saying the progress is going to happen with you?
It's gonna be done forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh well.
That's it.
Guess I just had to deal with it, huh?
When I see you, when people ask you the question about what would you have done differently, et cetera, it's like, you know, the only thing I would have done differently is what? I think I could have pushed for 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
The 800 squat, because that seems to stay with you, because that was something that was very important.
Yeah,
to do
because I
that.
can still remember when I put that weight up. The reason why I went 2 because I had deadlifted it. And it was heavy. It was real heavy.
So at that time when you felt you could have done it 5 or 6 times, what do you think you could have maxed at that time once?
Max, probably like 9.
You think you could have cracked 9 at that time?
Yeah, yeah. Easy, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. 800 was pretty light. It's pretty light. I can't describe how light it was because, you know, I guess I was so fired up too, you know, and I gotten stronger since I did the 800 pound, you know, because I had that herniated disc this whole time. But it had gotten to the point where, you know, I had got the strength back and everything, and I was getting stronger year after year after year. The older I got, the stronger I got. So when I deadlifted 800, it was like 01.
When you
So 2
deadlifted
years,
800, you were
it was 2001, yeah. So in 2003, I got a lot stronger.
Have you ever spoken to the world record holder for deadlift or for squat?
No, never. I don't follow it.
Do you kind of have an idea what the number is?
Yeah, yeah.
So you know what the record is?
Yeah, yeah, I got
Okay,
an
so you
idea.
do know it.
Yeah, yeah,
What
I
do you
do
think
know.
about that number? Like, what does that do to
I
you?
could have got there.
You think you could have gone there?
Yeah.
That competitive. Where for you, it's like you could have gone to a number
Yeah,
like
if
that.
I would have had to train for it though, you know. I never trained for strength.
Would your training would have needed to
It
change?
would have been different, yeah. It would have been
Okay.
different, way different from what I was doing. See, I used to train for powerlifting
yeah.
when I was in high school.
What needed to change?
Well, you don't do as many reps, and you don't work out as often. So you got a lot more rest, and you can eat a lot more fatty foods to give you strength.
So you can't stay year-round at 2%.
You know what? When I was 2%.
I get it,
Remember,
but-
I was 5 weeks out from the Olympia when I deadlifted 800.
But what I'm saying is to hold the world record, like the one that 1,200 or something, whatever the number, 1,254, to hold a number like that.
had to be way up there in percent.
Okay, so so what I'm saying is at 2% it wouldn't have worked.
No, it's not going to work.
What's
at
the
2.
reason for that? But what's the reason why that would need to be higher?
The more carbs in your body, the more strength you're going to have. See, I was always on low carb and stuff, you know.
And it would
So I had low
weights.
amount of strength in my body.
Ronnie, that's crazy.
So if I could, you know, just train and eat for powerlifting, it'd have been a different story.
So the squat record is by Dave Hoff, 1273.2.
Yeah. I could have got that.
You could have gotten there.
Yeah, I could have got that.
What was more important, being an 8-time Mr. Olympia
Don't even compare.
or being a world record holder in squat and deadlift?
Don't even compare.
Why not? This right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Because if it wasn't, you would have gone the other route.
Exactly.
And deadlift is 1102 by Eddie Hall.
Yeah.
You would have got that as
I
well.
would have got that too, yeah.
Which would be easier for you, the squat or the deadlift?
The squat.
The squat.
Yeah.
Easier than the deadlift.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you've never met these guys, Eddie Hall or Dave Hoff. Do you think, you know, I mentioned this the other day, the fact that marijuana today has become, what do you call it? Commercialized. It's no longer like, oh my gosh, that guy smokes marijuana. Right? He smokes weed over there. Oh my gosh, that guy's a drug. He's this. Today it's kind of like You want to use it? You don't want to use it? It's up to you. What do you want to put in your body?
Like
do
alcohol.
what you got to. Yeah, like alcohol, right? Marijuana's kind of become like alcohol. That's a good way of putting it. Do you think when you were competing, it was hush hush to not say that you're using steroids, PED, or any of that stuff, versus today it's becoming more open than before?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing to make it commercialized?
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to be more comfortable talking about the fact that everybody's on something that's competing at the highest level.
Yeah.
You were giving a speech one time when you said, one time Flex pulled you aside and said, hey man, what do I need to do to compete? And you said he introduced you to all this stuff, the PEDs, all that other stuff, and then you were able to start competing. How much do you think today's Mr. Olympia brand, like what strategy do you think for yourself they need to take to be able to make it so open to say, look, it's like taking things you want to take. Some of it could hurt your body, but it's up to the person that wants to take it. You drink alcohol, it can give you liver cancer, it can give you a lot of different things, but if you want to drink it, it's at your own risk. If you want to smoke cigarettes, you can get, cancer, throat cancer, but it's at your risk. You want to smoke what you want to do steroids or you want to do PED, it's at your own risk. Do you think they need to take that step? Do you think they need to start talking about that?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that? If you're sitting on the board of Mr. Olympia to be able to revive this brand, what's your approach?
Well, I think if they did the way I did it, I think it would be a lot better because I was doing everything that I did was prescribed, and I had doctors and stuff, making sure everything was okay.
Everything you used was always prescribed.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it was.
No matter what it was, because the DA came in and started questioning everybody, and like, what you doing, what you taking. I just followed, the rules. So I went in, got a doctor, and got prescriptions for everything, because like I said, the DA was monitoring everything. And I made sure, I did my checkups and followed, protocol and everything, and just did it the right way. And, and it was the best thing for me because, look at how I looked and what I went through, and I'm still here and still doing fine and still doing great, except for the bad surgeries I went through, but everything else is all good. And so that's because I did everything the right way,
Got it.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't buying stuff off the streets.
That's the problem. So you're saying the issue
getting
is
black market stuff, not knowing what I'm getting. Everything I was getting was from the pharmacy, being prescribed by doctors. That's keeping up with my progress, and I'm going through all these blood tests and everything, making sure.
When
I was competing. So I think if it's done that way, everybody can benefit, but the sport is not controlled in that kind of way.
So you think
I did it that way because I was kind of like forced to do it that way once the DA got involved and came in.
So you guys were still uncomfortable to be able to talk. You had to kind of make the voice and all that stuff going.
Yeah.
But if you were competing today, hey, here's what's going on. These are some of the things I'm using.
Yeah.
I agree with you there because for me,
people think I was doing way more than what I was doing.
You were not.
Think I wasn't doing nothing nobody else wasn't doing.
Were you doing more than what your peers were doing, or no?
I kind of think we're all kind of like on the same level.
Okay.
No matter how much of something you take, you look at these baseball players and all these guys, they've taken stuff, but they don't look like bodybuilders and stuff like that. It's just like normal people. So it all goes back to genetics and stuff too. You got to be genetically gifted to do certain things. I couldn't play baseball and probably not football and basketball either. But I could be a pretty good bodybuilder.
Do you think, your opinion, I'm just curious, opinion-wise, your opinion on allowing it to be used in MLB, NBA, NFL, you think they should just do you think they just need to say, look, if you want to use it, use it? Do you think
No, I think it should be a level playing field
for everybody. So if I can't use it, you can't use it.
Exactly.
Or if I can use it, you can use it.
Exactly, yeah.
Are you comfortable with them making it legal for everybody to use it?
No.
Why not? Why do you say no?
Because everybody is not going to do it.
Everybody is not going to do it.
Yeah.
But in bodybuilding, you have to do it if you're going to
Yeah,
win.
exactly. So you see what I'm saying?
But in baseball, you don't have to, and if I don't want to put myself through it?
No.
So because of that, you're saying it wouldn't apply to any other sport except for bodybuilding?
Exactly.
Huh. Okay. So even in boxing or UFC or any of that, you're saying no go?
No go.
Okay. So
Everybody should be on the same playing field.
what was the biggest difference you felt with steroids versus GH for you?
It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So when
One doesn't really exist without the other.
okay, got it. But it wasn't like one gave more.
No.
Okay.
No.
Any side effects
Yeah.
afterwards after all these years?
No,
Like anything that you're
none.
doing blood today, you're noticing?
None whatsoever.
Your testosterone levels,
Yeah.
everything is good. Are you a believer of the new TRT movement with everybody that's you're fine with the TRT,
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
people?
But I believe in, certain levels of tests are not going to be produced at a certain age.
Are not going to be produced at a certain age.
Yeah. When you get to be like 70, you're not going to produce the same amount of tests you were doing at 25, 30.
So it's good to take something to keep
Yeah.
your levels high.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of having a higher testosterone level from your perspective? I've asked other people, but I'm curious to know what you'll say.
I think it just allows you to be kind of like younger.
It allows you to be kind of younger.
Yeah, because, you're back to being where you were when you were a certain age.
Can I interpret that younger meaning you can at least do some stuff you used to in the bedroom? Like, is
Yeah,
that what you
yeah,
mean? Okay,
exactly.
so that's a good interpretation. Okay, I had to read into what younger meant. So I know you're pretty, so that's pretty interesting, you saying that. You said low body fat throughout the year, though.
Yeah, it's genetically, though. Genetically, it's like that. The police department used to always measure me, and it always came to 2 to 3% every single year.
It's crazy.
And this was off season. This 320 pounds. One time I had it done, professionally, it was 0.33, not even 0.5%.
What is not healthy? I mean, what number is not? Because you remember, what was the one bodybuilder, Munzer, that he had a lowest where his chest just didn't make any sense? Is there a level that's actually not healthy for you?
I don't know. There's not one.
Not in your mind.
Not in my mind.
Not in your mind.
I'm a different breed of guy.
Yeah, and you really believe that?
Yeah, I know that.
You know that?
Yeah.
Are you a data analytics guy? Is it all data to you or no?
Yeah, it's all data and analytics. Cause people don't know, but I kept up with everything I ate. I weighed and measured everything I ate, and I weighed it, and I knew exactly how many carbs I was taking, how many grams of protein I was taking, everything. And I wrote everything down.
Do you have it till today?
Yeah, I still have it today.
Kept it till today.
Still have it today.
Wow. By the way, is there, Mr. Olympia, a museum or no? Is there some kind of a museum that they keep or not? This is the kind of stuff that the audience would love to go see.
I can't show this.
You wouldn't want to share it with no one.
No.
Really?
Oh, no.
Why
no.
not?
Oh, it's too personal.
Seriously, you wouldn't show what you ate?
No.
Come on, Ronnie. You're being serious or are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being serious.
You would not show what you ate?
No.
For what reason?
Oh, there's some stuff in there that I don't even remember. I had to go back and look at it.
It's the craziest thing you would eat.
My
My
nutritionist did everything for me.
I got it.
So
I got it.
I was doing what he told me to do.
Did you eat anything crazy that people will be shell-shocked by?
No.
Oh, okay.
I ate like 4 or 5 different foods. I had chicken, steak, turkey, rice, and baked potato.
Grits for breakfast?
And grits, yeah.
Yeah.
For breakfast.
Baked potato. And then you would do your protein drinks that you're doing.
Yeah. So it was simple stuff.
How much of your advantage, because Dorian Yates says he had an edge because he trained at a regular gym back in UK, and he didn't have the distractions of the guys that were in LA training at Gold's Gym, because every night you're going to party and women and all this other stuff. How much of your advantage was the fact that you trained at a regular gym, Metro Flex right here in Arlington? How much of it do you think was the fact that you're a pretty simple guy, not needing 50 different distractions? You think that was an edge of yours?
Yeah, because I didn't train at Metroflex when I get ready for shows. I trained at home.
Why? Why at home?
I didn't want to be bothered. People always come into the gym wanting autographs and photos and stuff, so it's a time for that and a time not for that.
The gym at the home, does it have mirrors or no?
It has a few.
So you see a little bit of your muscles.
I'm not really looking.
Okay.
They just there, you know, as a, you know, decoration.
Decoration. So when you're training for Mr. O, you're at a gym where no distractions. You're by yourself. It's like your kingdom. No one's bothering you.
Exactly.
How annoyed would you be if somebody did bother you? Were you the kind of person where everybody in your life knew, when I'm training, don't bother me, I'm pretty focused?
Yeah.
It was that kind.
Yeah.
I remember one time you said something. You said bodybuilding is a subjective, judging is subjective, right? Because you can't really, like in boxing, if I knock you out, okay, I won, right? In UFC, if I knock you out, it's over. I win the fight, right? In basketball, I score 100, you score 99. There's no argument.
Yeah.
I won the game, right?
Exactly.
Football, I win the game. Bodybuilding isn't. How much politics is involved in bodybuilding where you have to be careful on who the judges are? Or you never had anything like that to worry about when you're coming up?
You know what? I always just consider myself just being concerned about the things that I can control, whereas the things that I can't control, never worried about them.
You never worried about it. So how was Joe?
Nicest guy I've ever met in my whole life.
Nicest guy you ever met in your whole life?
Nicest guy I ever met in my whole life. I would go see Joe, and first thing he'd say, let's go eat. You know how we are about eating. And then I would go over his house, he'd call his maids, put some food on. And I'd bring my friends around, like, let's feed everybody. He treated me like he treated me, he treated my friends like he treated me. He was nice to everybody. Nicest guy you ever want to meet.
Wow.
Greatest guy you ever want to meet. I still miss him today.
Joe Weider.
Yeah, I'd give anything to have him alive.
Wow.
See what bodybuilding, how much higher it would go, how much better it would be. It would be a whole lot better.
If he was around?
If he was around.
So you don't think anyone's replaced him?
Nobody cared like he did. He was madly in love with it. Madly in love with it. More in love with it than I was. I listened to everything he said and did everything he said do. Because everything he said do worked. I'm like, okay, he's smart, for real. He knows his stuff. He's intelligent. He's really nice to have so much money, you know. You think he'd be, you know, had this attitude like I'm better than you.
He wasn't like that?
Not at all. Him and Arnold the same. Arnold, another guy, one of the nicest guys I ever met.
What's the biggest difference between Arnold and Joe?
Man, they're the same.
They're the same.
I think Arnold takes after Joe.
Wow.
Arnold, you think he had this attitude about, you know, because he got all this money and fame. He's just a normal, nicest guy you ever want to meet. I mean, I would take people in to meet Arnold, and he'd just talk to him like he'd known him all his life. Arnold loves everybody. He's another one of the, you know, nicest guy in the sport.
Is that a common consensus amongst everybody, or just you mainly?
I don't know about everybody.
But that's your experience with him.
I'm just going by what.
Because some people have said otherwise. With Arnold, he was so competitive that he had a different side. Maybe it's because of people he
I'm
faced.
like that too.
Right, right. Well, I mean, for me, you got to realize I'm an Arnold guy. I mean, we went to the same community college together. For me, I followed this guy's career from day one. But going back to Joe, do you think when Joe died,
the sport died?
You believe that?
I do.
You believe that? So what do you think is the future of Mr. Olympia?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think it would be a whole lot better if Joe was around. I know it would be a whole lot better if Joe was around.
What would be different?
Everything. Everything would be different.
Level of competition, like you're seeing some of the physiques, it would be higher?
Yep.
It would be higher?
It'd be better. Money would be better. Everybody would be making a whole lot of money. When Joe was around, I was making a whole lot of money. When Joe left, shoot. Everything changed.
Because people are not making the kind of money that when he was around.
No.
And when you're not just talking about the price. You're talking additional money from other places.
Yeah.
Because of his contacts.
Joe was trying to get the sport mainstream. You know, I was on Jay Leno talk show and, you know, all these other talk shows. I was doing all that kind of stuff.
Because of Joe?
Yeah, because of Joe. And Arnold, you know, Arnold did a lot of stuff too.
What do you think about the current guys that are running the organization? Whether it's, you know, David Pecker, whether it's Jim Mannion, whether it's Dan Solomon. Do you have a relationship with these guys or no?
No.
You don't know any one of them?
No.
Oh, so you don't know who Jim Mannion is, Dan Solomon is, or David Pecker
I know
is?
all of them.
But you don't have a relationship with them?
No. None at all.
They don't call you to say, hey, Ronnie?
No, nothing.
Have you gotten a call from these guys the last 5 years?
No.
When's the last time David Pecker or Dan or
when I was competing.
When you were competing. Mm-hmm. So after that, no one's called you.
Nobody.
Is there an element of the Mr. Olympia brand that they take care of their former winners and they
none whatsoever
post Joe Weider? That doesn't happen anymore.
Once you done, you done.
Was Joe like that as well with those?
No, Joe, no.
The current method.
Joe kept you relevant, kept you around.
Ronnie, that's a big deal right there, because let's just say I'm watching this here, okay? And if I'm a 16-year-old, let's just say I'm a 20-year-old, you know, Jay Cutler, and I got a pretty good physique. I can one day run for Mr. Olympia. Mm-hmm. It's scary as hell to know that I'm going to put my body through what I need to put through, the PEDs, everything that I got to put my body through to go out there and compete. What am I doing it for if I know someone's not going to build me up?
You don't know that.
You don't know that today.
Yeah, you don't know that.
Do you think there's anybody that could revive the Mr. Olympia brand like it once used to?
No.
You don't think anybody can do it today?
No.
Ronnie, you don't think anyone can be like, if let's just say these guys sold 51% of the brand to an Arnold or a Dwayne Johnson or somebody, you think a person like somebody could revitalize it that loves the game as much as Joe did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are like, if somebody like that
Yeah.
But if the current owner stays the way it is, it's not going to happen. Got it. Well, I mean,
you gotta love it and you gotta enjoy it.
I tell you one thing.
You gotta care about it. If you don't, it's all about profits. You know.
It's all about profits.
Yeah.
Today or before?
Today. Yeah, not before.
There's a love of the game. Today it's more about business.
Yeah,
than before.
it's more of a business.
Listen, if anybody in the bodybuilding world is watching this, I would love to get Jim Mannion, David Pecker, and Dan over here to have a dialogue. I would love to, because I actually love the game and I'd love to have a conversation with them. If they're entertaining it, feel free to get a hold of us. So I got to tell you, man, I really enjoyed sitting down with you, and I feel the audience hopefully got a different side of you they haven't seen before, because I tried looking for something where there's a long-form interview with you where I can say, who is Ronnie Coleman? And I want to know more. I'm hoping they got a little bit of it here because of your opinions. Ronnie, what are some things that if a fan knew that they don't know about, if they knew about you, they'd say, wow, that's pretty interesting. Is there anything that we don't know about you that we would be very interested to know?
Not really.
Really?
Because I don't keep a lot of secrets.
You don't keep a lot of secrets.
Everybody know, pretty much I graduated from Grambling.
No, like, are you a politics guy? Are you have a favorite sports team? Do you are you a finance guy? Like, is there anything like that? Like, do you follow movies? Do you any strange interests?
No, I try to dabble in a little bit of everything.
Politics?
Yeah.
You follow politics?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What interest do you have with politics?
Just the whole nature of the business.
More the nature of the business, not personalities.
No.
So you don't get tied down saying, I like this guy, I don't like this guy. You just kind of watch the games, how it's done.
Yeah, how it's done.
Are you a movies guy?
Yep.
Favorite movies?
Every week.
Every week you go to movies? See, we just learned something, Ronnie. That's good. So every week you go to movies at the theater. What's a good movie you've seen recently that you said I'd recommend it to other people?
Terminator.
You like Terminator?
Yeah.
I saw Terminator. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was
interesting. And I
interesting.
saw the Harriet, last movie I saw.
What'd you think about that?
I thought that was one of the best movies I saw in a long time.
Wow.
Learned a lot.
What's your favorite of all time? Do you have some where you can watch it over and over again, or you don't have some like that?
No, I haven't.
No?
Like that. Yeah.
You're a horror guy, you're a comedy guy, you're an action guy?
Action.
Action?
Yeah.
Like you like Arnold
Terminator,
movies, the Terminator?
Arnold, Stallone, yeah.
Are you a love story type of guy?
No,
romantic? Like you don't watch Notebook on Rewind?
I've never seen Notebook.
Music?
Wouldn't watch it if you paid me.
How about music? What do you listen to?
Rap. Hardcore rap.
Do you have a favorite all-time rapper?
Tupac.
Number
Biggie,
one?
Yeah.
Okay, Biggie 2, who else?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, old school?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
I like all the old school guys. I don't like the new. I don't listen
with
to the
you.
new stuff.
Is there a song you can put on repeat for like 3 hours or no?
No.
You're not that guy. So you have a playlist.
I have a playlist.
You have a playlist.
Yeah.
If you're going really heavy, what do you listen to?
The guys I just named.
Those guys? Okay. All right.
Ronnie, you obviously we're going to put all the link of your social media, but anything you want to tell us about your supplement company, how it's doing?
It's doing great. Doing real good. Every year it gets better. Yeah.
If there's a product that if I've never used any of your supplements, and you were to tell me, Pat, you got to try one of the products, what would you say is the first product I got to test you out with?
I'm gonna give you the protein. Ain't nothing but a peanut.
Ain't nothing but a peanut.
Yeah.
So, Paul, why don't we put the link below of Ain't Nothing But a Peanut? So if guys want to go try, we're gonna put that below. And here's what we're gonna
push myself to my limits, I'm in it to win it. Forget the beginning, it's now that you're living. Don't be forgiven, don't fear what you're missing. A mind like a killer, you need to be driven. 10 steps ahead, you prepared in the head? Think this shit through or just wing it instead? I'm tired of working so hard for this bread. I'm hungry as fucking fucked up in the head. I'm sick of these lazy bums, they all get nothing done waiting to happen.